Hi everyone, I'm Leslie Nagy with Comcast.net, sitting here with the guys from Green Day. How you guys doing?
Good, how are you?
And of course we're here, thank you. We're here to talk about their new album, 21st Century Breakdown. It's been 5 years since your last album. Of course the pressure's on, right? No pressure. So what can we expect?
I think it's the most ambitious and one of the best records we ever made, you know. I think, we just took a lot of time and, we started in, January of 2006 and it's brought us up to this moment right now. So it's a lot of music and a lot of good times.
That sounds good. What's the message on the album?
Well, I think, I don't know if it's a message in particular, but it definitely shows, kind of the end of an era and the beginning of a new era and all of the hopes and chaos and, difficulties that surround that. So.
What are some themes then that you guys deal with?
There's a lot of different stuff. I mean, it's anything from, the song 21st Century Breakdown, which is sort of it's like struggling through like a financial crisis and trying to find what the American dream is supposed to be about, to a song like Know Your Enemy, where it's kind of a call to arms.
And that's the first single, right?
Yeah, first single's Know Your Enemy. And
so tell us a little bit about that for Know Your Enemy. What exactly are we talking about for the whole song?
I think it's just trying to get in touch with yourself to, kind of carry the torch and know about your own demons and the demons that are around you, and just kind of, a call to arms to kind of rally yourself.
Okay, I think the big question everyone wants to know is, how's this album going to fare to American Idiot?
I have no idea. I mean, it's just, this is a new chapter for us, I think.
You say new chapter, how so?
Well, every record's a new era for us, I mean, and every time, as time goes on, like when you're on the next record, people always remind you, oh, it was around, like, I saw you guys on the Warning Tour, I saw you guys back there, Kerplunk or Dookie or whatever, so it's like a cycle. It's just sort of this thing, people remember the first show and they remember the last one,
How do you think you guys have changed then, obviously, from the last album to now? How have you grown?
I think the dynamics, when we came back, we put a lot of work into the dynamics of the music on this record. It's some of the most physical music we've ever written, and then also some of the most vulnerable and emotional moments. It's weird in a lot of ways. It's some of the sections of this record are like watching a movie in some weird ways. It's really visual and emotional. I love it, man.
What would you say is your biggest obstacle making 21st Century Breakdown?
Patience.
Yeah.
With each other, or?
No, just with writing the record, and writing songs and really not forcing it, but just trusting the process and believing in ourselves enough to have the courage to wait for this record to be ready.
Is there a process the same each time, or?
Yeah, and I think to have one of the biggest obstacles is respecting the process, because it's overwhelming and daunting at times. So and sometimes the ideas dry up, and like Mike was saying, you have to be patient and wait for inspiration, because it'll literally drive you crazy.
And keep working and keep working, and and there's a lot of in between.
Where did you draw a lot of your inspiration from for this one?
I just think rock and roll is part of our lives, and we just want to be the best rock and roll band we can be.
I'm in a good relationship, at home with my wife and all that stuff, and with these guys. So there's not really sort of that kind of turmoil or new relationship or with somebody else or anything like that. So we don't have that luxury sometimes. So I think what it does is kind of force you to really dig deep inside of yourself to find the things that you believe in, or work through the things that you don't believe in. So it's whether it's like, a song like Know Your Enemy, or song, East Jesus Nowhere. It's a song, first time I ever really wrote about religion, which I've always had kind of a fetish for Christianity, and then songs like, The Static Age, and just trying to kind of work it out and try to figure it out and just create the snapshot.
There's a lot of inspiration. I mean, look around. You can find inspiration, from the things you love and the things you hate, to just flipping through the channels to anything,
For 21st Century Breakdown, all right.
It's a mouthful, isn't it?
But it's a whole different era for you guys. But the other one was a little political. This one's political. I mean, are you going for the trilogy here, or is this the route you're taking?
I don't think this one. There's a lot of social in it too, and personal politics that go along with both the records, really. But with this one, especially, you can look around. Like Billy's saying, there's a different crisis every week, in America. And so, I don't know, but to the same degree, there's humility in looking at the things in your life that you're not totally satisfied with. It's calling it kind of how we see it rather than telling people how it is, or how they should be in any way, shape, or form. But with that, you can question things out loud. It's okay to do that. It's not empty rhetoric to ask questions.
Is it harder to write with everything going on, political and in the news? And is it harder to write an album, to take a side, or?
I just think it's kind of declaring your own independence, really, because I don't know. I think that labeling yourself or being a part of some kind of political party in some way, I think you're creating your own limitations and boundaries. So, it's like I don't know everything. I'm close, but not everything. So, but I think that rock and roll music, the way people really want it, is that it should be dangerous, and to kind of challenge the status quo. So it's and I think that any rock and roll fan, whether they're conservative or if they're liberal or whatever, I think that's that they kind of get that essence of it, So
you're calling yourselves rock and roll. I think you're labeled a lot of times as a punk band, or maybe because you're so successful they don't call it punk. But how would you label yourselves now?
R&B. we're finely tuned.
Touche.
R&R.
Crooning machines. Yeah. It's our core is as a punk rock band. That's where we come from. But rock and roll, punk rock. Just how about good music?
Fair enough. Of course, you guys did play a live concert. You get to tease the album, and you played it all the way through at the Fox Theater. Mm-hmm. What was that like?
That was great. It's I feel like we've come full circle. What do you think, Trey?
It was nice to bring it home, if you will. Playing it in Oakland, from front to back, in the beautiful theater that has sort of been out of commission for 30 years or so, and it was an old 20s movie house, and now it's a rock and roll extravaganza.
How was it received? Were some of the songs really,
It was amazing. Yeah. It was, and I say that because it was frightening as hell too, because it was like playing your first show all over again.
You nervous then a little bit? Is that what?
Yeah, I'm in a wreck. Yeah. So, but we went up and we played the whole album in its entirety, and it was just like one piece of music, one piece of art. So it was, and nobody knows the songs. They're just sitting here watching you. And kind of just taking it all in. So even dancing was at a minimum, but as time went on, it was just like people kind of got where it was going and got what the record was about, and it was just it was just one of those monumental moments, It's gonna stick in our memories forever.
What's your favorite part about still playing live? You still get excitement about it every time?
Oh yeah, I think that's that's when we're really at our ultimate, is when we're playing live, and we're getting ready to go and do a gigantic tour, just keep playing. And
when we play live, it's like the entire room has got this carnal, communal energy, and it's like sexually feeding off the band, off the crowd, and it makes me horny.
Mm-hmm. Wow, so you guys really feed off it. Okay, well, for anyone who wants to check out this album, it is available live for free on Comcast On Demand, and it can't beat free, right?
It's freedom.
It's freedom. It is. It's very freedom.